America. He loves his wife, but she's that wife that decorates on the 4th of July, but says every day is Independence Day. She's golden rule, teaches school. Some folks say it isn't cool, but she says the Pledge of Allegiance anyway. He's got the red, white, blue flying high on the farm. Semper Fi tattooed on his left arm. Spent a little more in the store for a tag, and the back it says USA. He won't buy nothing that he can't fix. With WD-40 and a Craftsman wrench, he ain't prejudiced. He's just made in America. Born in a heartland, raised up a family, King James and Uncle Sam. He's got the red, white, blue flying high on the farm. Semper Fi tattooed on his left arm. Spent a little more in the store for a tag, and the back it says USA. Won't buy nothing that he can't fix. With WD-40 and a Craftsman wrench, he ain't prejudiced. He's just made in America. Made in America. Made in America. Yeah, my old man said, old man, made in America. Outside of this one church town, there's a gold dirt road to a whole lot of nothing. Got a deed to the land, but it ain't my ground. This is God's country. We pray for rain and thank Him when it's falling, 'cause it brings a grain and a little bit of money. We put it back in the plate, I guess that's why they call it God's country. I saw the light in a sunrise, sitting back in a 40 on the muddy riverside, getting baptized in holy water and shine with the dogs running. Saved by the sound of a pin-found Dixie whistle in the wind, that'll get you heaven bound. The devil went down to Georgia, but he didn't stick around. This is God's country. We turn the dirt and work until the week's done. We take a break and break bread on Sunday, then do it all again, 'cause we're proud to be from God's country. I saw the light in a sunrise, sitting back in the 40 on the muddy riverside, getting baptized in holy water and shine with the dogs running. Saved by the sound of a pin-found Dixie whistle in the wind, that'll get you heaven bound. The devil went down to Georgia, but he didn't stick around. This is God's country. God's country. I don't care what my headstone reads or what kind of pine wood box I end up in. When it's my time, lay me 6 feet deep in God's country. I saw the light in a sunrise, sitting back in the 40 on the muddy riverside, getting baptized
Boom, what up, what up, what up, and welcome to the church. Y'all know the situation, man. I'm gonna tell you what, we calling it something different tonight. You know what I mean? Just because I got some advice from a bigger YouTuber that said, Tom P's little man, you know the situation. YouTube's gonna keep fucking with you over and over again until you stop motherfucking naming your goddamn streams on some shit that they can't fucking promote. And I said, yo, but it's an awesome name. And he was like, man, look, like, you know the situation. You already know what's going on. You know what's good right now. And I was like, yo, I fucking feel you. I fucking feel you. You know what I mean? But yo, welcome to the Church of Jesus Christ, not a bitch made nigga. God damn it. Thank you, everybody, for coming the fuck out. It is appreciated. I see, you know what I'm saying, my boy Giga niggas out here motherfucking doing whatever the fuck it is he does, and I'm not smacking no shit. Goddamn YouTube is, you know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting, hanging out, watching, because I'll be real with you. I have done a shitload of prep work for this motherfucking stream. I got a bunch of shit I want to show you. There's some crazy things going on in the economic market. Let's be frank, what up? They just started a new round of motherfucking QE, real shit, which is goddamn bananas. Like, I can't believe they're getting away with this nonsense right now, man. Like, real shit. It's goddamn bananas. You know what I mean? But I want to say what up to John Smith. Welcome, my brother. Welcome. Circumventum. Welcome. Byron King, how the fuck you doing, man? Brian, yo, man, that's my man's name. Y'all go make sure you check out his fucking channel. He doing big things. Back Alley Philosophy, how are you doing? Welcome, my brother. Welcome. Thank you for coming out. Serpent Venom, my brother. It's always nice to see you. Goddamn Giga nigga out here doing his thing. Richo8181, as always, man. It's nice to see you out here. Callan, what's going on, man? How the fuck you doing, man? You know what I mean? It's fucking nice to see you. But anyway, now that we've addressed the motherfucking chat. So, there's been some big things going on in the financial markets and in the economic world. Today I was driving home. I was coming back from seeing my kids for the weekend, spending some time. You know, they're making some motherfucking pancakes and shit. Make sure y'all are checking out Let's Be Frank's channel. Frank, I'm going to be real with you. I was driving home today, and I'm going to tell you the story, right? You know the situation. I made some stuffed shells this weekend. It was fucking beautiful. You know what I mean? Ate like a guinea, lived like a king, got some goddamn pussy from my baby's moms. You know what I mean? Fucking stood here, came the fuck home. You know what I mean? I'm driving home, and I'm going through my city, right? And as I'm driving through my city and whatnot, as I'm driving through, I'm fucking sitting here hanging out or whatever, you know what I mean, just driving down, and I'm looking on the side of the road as I get into the city itself, and we have what's known as Front Street here, and Front Street sits right along the river, you know what I'm saying, we got a big ass river in our city, and as I'm going down, I see for sale, for sale, for lease, for sale, for lease, for sale, for sale, for lease, for lease, for sale, for sale, for sale, for lease, for sale. And I'm like, the fuck? There was 19 places in 2 miles worth of fucking driving that were up for fucking sale or lease. Real shit. Man, yo, fucking Dark Star Mobile. What the hell's going on, man? And Suda Super Swagger Scooper. What up, my brother? Right. And as I'm going through, there's 19 fucking places. I count 19 of them. And I'm like, dude, what is going on in the commercial real estate market? Real shit. Because, like, man, listen. Like, there is no reason that everything should be up for fucking sale right now. Legit. I mean, but, like, there's a lot of places closed down. You know what I mean? Like, it's some real shit. Mike Q. You know what I mean? Dude, fucking, like, yo, how the Joker movie go, man? I ain't hear anything. I really ain't heard no reviews about it. Nothing. I've been legit, like, isolated all fucking weekend and shit. You know what I mean? Kind of the situation. Yo, Truck, what up, my brother? Welcome. You know what I'm saying? As always, it's nice to see you out here. You know the deal. I'll be hopping in the general once I'm done with these articles and shit. You know what I mean? And we can have this conversation. Actually, I'm going to tell you what, man. I'm going to go to my general right now because I could probably use you for some of these because some of these have to do with not just, you know what I'm saying, like just regular economic stuff, but a lot of this stuff has to do with, you know, like really looking at like the trucking industry, because the trucking industry is kind of like, how you want to put it, man? The trucking industry is kind of like the canary in the coal mine for things. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. You know what I mean? Man, my motherfucking Discord's all froze the fuck up and shit. It's fucking being stupid as fuck right now. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm trying to get this bitch to get where it's going right now. But anyway, right? My shit said encoding overloaded. You're burning up your motherfucking shit, man. You're burning up your shit at the moment. Like, I get it. I get it. I do. I understand. You know what I'm saying? My computer does not like it when I force it to do work. You know what I mean? And once a week, I usually do a stream on my own, you know what I mean, and make it do the work that I needed to do. You know what I mean? But it be groaning and bitching and whining at me the whole goddamn time on some nonsense, right? Yo, fucking, all right. So, all right, well, you know what? We can do this from the motherfucking waiting room. I'm with it. I don't give a shit. You know how the hell I operate, right? But anyway, right? So, I have a bunch of articles lined up for you today. And I mean, there's some fucking layoffs going on that a lot of people have no idea about. On top of that, hang on, let me go over here and see what the hell's going on in the chat. Everybody cool? Right? You said brute top Caucasian time myself over over a hockey match. Just saying. Yeah, well, everybody knows the term hockey match is kind of the deal. So, let's start this bitch off where it starts off. Right. All right. So we're going to start off. It says a record 7 million Americans have stopped paying their car loans, and even economists are surprised. Now, I apologize. The chat's not up in this bitch. You know what I mean? But I wanted to stand here and, you know what I mean, bring this shit to you and show you what the hell's going on. Because it's some stuff that, like, nobody's really talking about. You know what I mean? Legitimately. Like, yo, it's like 10% of, you know what I mean, all U.S. debt right now is auto loans. So, according to a new report from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, more than 7 million Americans have reached serious delinquency status on their auto loans, meaning they're at least 90 days behind on their payments. Now, let's be real here. You know what I'm saying? That is fucking insane. Real shit. Are you going to actually join this fucking room, you piece of shit, right? People often prioritize car loans because they may need to drive to work and earn a paycheck, the Washington Post Heather Long reported. In fact, the record number of Americans aren't making those payments is usually a sign of significant duress among low-income and working-class Americans, Long wrote. The substantial and growing number of distressed borrowers suggests that not all Americans have benefited from the strong labor market and warrants continued monitoring and analysis of the sector, Fed economists wrote in a blog post dissecting the report. So, what's going on? We have 7 million Americans. It's actually at 9 million now at this point, right? Because, you know, I mean, it's been going on for a little while. That actually stand here and, you know, I mean, are behind at least 90 days on their fucking car loans. And that is fucking ridiculous. That is a lot of people behind. All right. But the thing is that, you know, I mean, they stood here when they did that cash for clunkers back in 2008. They destroyed this used car market for poorer Americans, like individuals, you know what I mean, who they took their cars from and, you know what I mean, and like gave them all these beaters or gave them all these brand new cars or whatever and gave them those tax breaks. Those individuals needed those old cars that they didn't have payments on. All right. And now everybody has to make a payment, because I've seen Hondas, right? Like 2000 Honda Accords with 300,000 miles on them going for $3,000. Real shit. That's the level that the car industry is in right now in America. All right. And this is causing significant problems for poorer Americans who want to be able to get to work and take care of their families and do all the things that need to be done. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about, you know what I mean, just the regular nonsense. It's about all of it when it really comes down to it. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole lot of things feeding into this. All right. Let's move to our next article. Right. Well, this isn't even an article. This is actually a website, which I think all y'all should be checking out on a regular basis. This is called Daily Job Cuts. Dailyjobcuts.com. Hit the wrong thing. Right. All right. So it's a cool little website. All right. This website has all layoffs in it for like the past, you know, I mean, like 3 or 4 or 5 months, which is, it's an awesome thing to have. Legit. You know what I'm saying? But we're just going to go over the past, you know what I mean, fucking like past like month or so, you know what I mean, let y'all know what's going on here recently, because I'll be trying to keep things updated as I go on. So, Elkhorn Premier Mine in Pike County layoffs. Fundware has just laid off 21 people. United Healthcare and Duluth, Minnesota, some layoffs. No number yet. Impact's Final Mile Delivery just laid off 64 people. Update. Sports Illustrated is laying off 40 people. Hewlett Packard Incorporated is cutting 7,000 to 9,000 positions over the next 3 years. Lazard Asset Management, up to 7% of global workforce is going to be laid off. I'm not real sure. WeWork. I don't know if y'all know anything about this company, WeWork. It is most definitely an interesting company. So WeWork is a company where they're standing here. Basically, they they buy up commercial real estate or rent up a whole bunch of commercial real estate. And what they do is they buy it up like from in mass, like basically in bulk. And when they do so, they get like a massive discount on it. And when they do this, they're able to loan it out to people who, they want to have an office for, just a couple of days or a couple of months while they're in town, whatever the case might be, right? Or they'll have it for like people who are just starting off in the business, right? And this has turned into just junk, right? They came out with their initial public offering, and it just turned into complete and utter garbage, legit. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, fucking stupid. Anyway, right. All right, so there's a whole bunch of stuff as well. All right, Devon Energy, Oklahoma City office is laying off 40 people. John Deere, the makers of tractors and riding lawnmowers, laying off 150 people. Nestle USA and Tinley Park's laying off 37 people. Kroger is laying off hundreds of store employees. Remington Arms is laying off 75 people. Wytheville Community College, 18. Deere and Company, 2 Quad City locations, 150 indefinite layoffs. Freightliner. All right, this is Mount Holly, North Carolina, and Cleveland, North Carolina. They're laying off 900 people. So, Freightliner, they make trucks. All right, it's part of Daimler Corporation, who used to own Chrysler back in the day. These individuals here are laying off 900 people because, like last year, they had a big boom in trucking, and this year they don't have that anymore. So orders have fallen by as much as 80%. And so they don't need the people anymore. So they're going to just start laying individuals off because nobody's ordering trucks. Elanco Animal Healthcare Incorporated is laying off 250 people. Con Security Systems Incorporated is laying off 700, 699. I just call it 700. Consumer Direct Care Networks laying off 40 people. Gulfstream, the airplane maker, is having layoffs here soon. Uber Bay Area is laying off 300 people. So the Uber company that has a fake taxi service or whatever the case might be, they're laying off 300 people, right? Just double checking something. DFS Hawaii is laying off 165 people. Weatherford's facility and Brossard location, 24 people. Aluminum 58 people. AFC Industries, 63 to 150 possible layoffs. Children's Mercy Hospital, 100 food vendor layoff services. Food vendor services is getting laid off. Like, that's at a fucking hospital. How the hell do you have layoffs at a hospital? The Lux Entertainment Services Group, 10 people. Hitachi Automotive, 120 temporary layoffs due to GM strike. This is actually from September 25th, but the strike's still going on. We don't even know when that's going to end. And Thrush Aircraft of Albany, it's 113 people. We basically went back about 10, 11 days, right, in that. And so this here is all these are all just store closings, right? All these. Yeah. Like, these are all these companies that are going out of business or places that are closing stuff. Walmart store at the Hanover Mall. I know people are just calling things in, right? They just report here. Price Right Grocery in Vestal Park. Food Pearl City. Weaversville Inn in Pennsylvania. I'm trying to see here. Oh, Bed Bath & Beyond increases store closures to 60. Those 60 stores are going to be closing. Destination Maternity to close about 50 stores. Why is that? People aren't having babies anymore. You know what I mean? Like, this is what happens when you have feminism. Constantial Flexibles is closing this plant in Comar. 61 jobs lost. Trying to see. I saw some big things here. And I don't want to bring you all these little itty bitty stops. Oh, Garden Fabrication in Ottawa County, Ohio is closing its doors. I'm betting I think they make part for GM. Forever 21 is closing up 178 stores. Y'all haven't heard about that. Forever 21 is leaving. I actually talked to somebody here recently who that's pretty much all that's left in their fucking mall. Their mall's going to close. Pier 1 Imports closes 70 stores this year and more coming if landlords do not help them because they don't have a way to do things, right? Continental AG U.S. plants that close in Virginia and North Carolina result in nearly 1,400 job cuts. Yeah, ridiculous. Moral Motors in Irwin, Tennessee, to close by September 2020, 125 jobs lost. See, and here's the problem. When you start looking like the actual numbers on how many people are or how many people are actually working at these jobs, right? Or like actually like being employed in these real like job numbers that they're doing and shit. Like it's it like the whole thing is complete nonsense. You know what I mean? Like they're standing here going, "Oh man, we added all these jobs today and blah blah blah," right? But it's fucking nuts. You know what I'm saying? It's they're standing here trying to say, right? Buying broken, fixing. Yo, Chuck Faults, man. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, yo, you are not really gonna find a whole lot of people who are out here be able to find fucking broken down cars anymore. Like, they just don't exist like they used to. Like, there's just not that many broke down cars on the side of the fucking road anymore. Legit. And I'm a, you know what I mean, fix it up type of dude. Legitimately. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, right. Interact. So, oh, this is not the one. I want the one below it. Browser 7. Interact. So, trucking companies cut payrolls for third straight month in September. All right. This is what I wanted to talk a truck about, but for some reason my Discord is not working right now. I apologize. I can't get in. It won't let me do shit. It's all like locked up and retarded. All right. So, trucking company payrolls contracted last month as manufacturing slump weighed on freight demand, while logistics sectors tied to e-commerce notched modest gains. Truckers cut 4,200 jobs in September in the third straight month of declining payrolls, according to preliminary employment figures in the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics released Friday. The cutback came as carriers slammed on the brakes for fleet's expansion plans. Okay, so here's the deal. For the past, 5 years, they've been screaming in the trucking industry about, oh man, we have a 50,000 person driving shortage, man. We're short 50,000 drivers. It's fucking bullshit. It was all complete and utter bullshit. They weren't short fucking drivers. They were upset they had to pay the drivers they had. That was the situation. They were pissed off because they're like, we can't keep affording to pay our fucking drivers this. We need to bring in more immigrants and bring women in so that we have the opportunity to drop the pay on our fucking drivers so that we can keep fucking rates down for you guys. That's the situation. All right? Because these big boys operate at such a small margin that any uptick in fuel prices basically decimated their corporate model. Like, it got to the point of where they were puppy milling out the fucking drivers and shit, legit. And when they started puppy milling out the drivers, they stood here and, like, they brought so many garbage drivers in that they were wrecking the truck so much that it affected their stock price. And that was, 2 years ago, right? These are the big companies, like CR England, Swift. There was a bunch of them and whatnot, right? And when they stood here and they did all this shit, they brought in a bunch of drivers that were complete garbage. And those guys immediately left back out of the industry anyway. Because none of them really, none of them really wanted to drive. They just wanted the opportunity to have the chance to be able to make some money. That's really what that was. And most of the females that they hired ended up leaving the industry because they found out that, first time I ever heard the word a work-life balance was out of a female's mouth. Right? You know what I mean? I was standing here and I was talking to this broad and I was like, yo, man, I got to make this money. And she's like, you don't care about your work-life balance? And I was like, the fuck is a work-life balance? She goes, you need to have your time off to be able to spend with your family and your friends. What's the point in working if you're not going to enjoy your life? And I was like, to make money, bitch. That's the fucking point of working in general. Dude, we're supposed to be making money. That's the purpose of this. Legit. We're supposed to be making guap. That's what we're here for. Legitimately. We are here to make money. We're here to get our bills paid. That's what the situation is. To be able to have stuff. And yo, I was thinking about this the other day, right? Actually, earlier today, I was thinking about this. I was sitting here and I was thinking about Aaron Clary, right? Who he does asshole consulting. And he talks about living the minimalist lifestyle, right? And in living the minimalist lifestyle, right? It's kind of on this level where you're standing here, where you're standing here and shit is fucking on this level of where you aren't really being able to fucking sit here and have anything with your money, right? Like, there got to be purpose to it. Like, all this MGTOW stuff. Like, I fully support the mentality of MGTOW, because the reality is, once you get to a certain age, like, you end up on a level of where you end up having to choose between females and work, right? Females and money. That's really the situation. You make this choice between either I'm going to have this broad, right, and I'm going to get pussy on a regular basis, or I'm going to make money. Like, every man has to make that choice at some point in his life. Because, real shit, females are not conducive to making money. Legitimately, they're really not. So, when you're standing here and you're faced with this opportunity, right, and you go, well, I'm going to make money. I'm real good with that situation, right? Like, you go do what you got to do. Make your money. Do what you have to do. But here's the thing. You should have some shit to show for it, all right? Like, yo, this dude's like, oh, man, you can work 30 hours a week, you know what I'm saying, and still be able to pay your bills. Like, yeah, nigga, but I'm eating ramen noodles. Like, what the fuck type of life is that? You know what I mean? I don't want to be eating, like, a baked potato every day with no sour cream or bacon. Like, I want to be able to afford cheddar cheese, homie. Come on. You know, like, you got to have some stuff in your life that you enjoy. And you need to eat well. And you need to live well. Now, I'm not saying that you should be out here financing your toys. I think that's the worst thing you could possibly do to yourself. You know, I mean, that's a rule in life. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that don't know it, I'm going to tell you right now, do not finance toys. All right. That means, for instance, like, yo, if you have a jet ski, guns, boats, extracurricular cars, you know what I'm saying, trucks, hobbies, whatever the hell it is that you do for fun, fishing stuff, pay cash for. None of that should ever be put on credit. You know what I mean? You don't want to be paying 32% interest on some shit where, like, yo, you could have saved up and paid cash for. Legitimately. You know what I mean? Like, yo, make your toys an extra part of your life that you save up for, and it rewards yourself with it. You know what I mean? Even if, like, you're a shoe guy or whatever, like, yo, I personally think as a man, you know what I'm saying, you should have more than one pair of shoes. You should have like 5 or 6, 7 pairs of shoes. You should have a decent suit. And I mean, anybody out there who's never put a suit on, looked in the mirror and went, nigga, I'm about to go take some shit over. Like, I feel like enslaving some people right now. Right? Like, yo, like, I could be congressman. Like, yo, you need to feel that. You need a decent haircut. You know what I mean? You need to go and, you know what I mean, go to the good barber shop and get your face all shaved up with the straight razor. Enjoy your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that minimalist shit is for the fucking birds. Now, granted, you should control your expenses. Control your expenses is the secret to a happy life. Finding a way to live within your means is important. Legit. It really, really fucking is. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's something that'll make you happier than anything else on this fucking planet. On some real shit. And I mean, there is nothing on this fucking earth that'll make you motherfucking happier than learning to live within your means. Like, real talk, no shit. Like, it just, I just some shit. You know, I mean, it really is. Legitimately. But, you know, that's kind of the mentality that, you know, I mean, you had to get down to at a certain point. You know, I mean, like, it just, that's kind of what the deal is. So, anyway, right? I wanted to stand here. Oh, man, listen. You know what I mean? I wanted to stand here and bring that up because I was thinking about it the other day. Like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like weighing on my motherfucking mind a little bit. Real talk. Anyway, right. So, now, let's get back to where the hell we are. All right. Warehouse and storage businesses added 3,400 workers. They're ramping up for, like, you know, Black Friday and all that shit that's coming up. Meantime, that sector includes labor-intensive online fulfillment centers, stepped up recruitment ahead of the holiday season. The Labor Department revised its earlier numbers to show warehouse operators gained 1,700 jobs in August after early reporting a 1,000 job increase. Now, these are not good jobs. These are garbage jobs. Legit. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are shit jobs. These are seasonal, temporary fucking work jobs. So, like, don't look at that and go, you know what I mean? These are good positions because they will all be eliminated by fucking January. Probably before that. Just being real, depending on how the season goes. Right? Hiring expansion slows to the parcel carriers that deliver packages to homes and businesses. Courier and message companies added 3,600 jobs in September. Overall, the U.S. gained 136,000 jobs last month, and the unemployment rate dropped to 3.5%, a 50-year low. Now, we all know that number is cooked worse than the numbers at fucking Enron, right? Expanded hiring in healthcare and businesses and professional services helped offset weakness in the industrial sector that feeds freight networks. Manufacturers lost a net 2,000 jobs, including 4,100 positions at companies that make motor vehicles and auto parts. Now, a lot of that has to do with, the UAW strike and shit. But the reality is that's really, they've been losing positions before that. Like, Ford's not making any more sedans anymore. Like, Ford's put out a statement and said, we are no longer a motor company. We don't make cars anymore. We are a transportation industry or some shit like that, right? I was like, what? Like, yo, they're like, yeah, we're not about making calls. Like, yo, fuck you and your calls. You know, we've been making calls since 1900. We're switching over to something else. Which, if you're Pujo, you can pull that maneuver off. But real shit, as a regular motherfucking car company, you can't just be going, hey, man, I'm going to do whatever the fuck it is I want to do. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just be switching industries and shit. Because Peugeot started off like what were they doing? They were making like umbrellas, and then they made bicycles, and then they made bombs, and then they made what the fuck else did they make? They made hangars, and then they made cars, right? And then, come on, bitch. All right, we're back. Jesus fucking Christ, I don't know what the fuck just happened, man. I don't know how long I was fucking gone. What the fuck is going on, man? Fucking goddamn it. Pieces of shit. We're back. Like, yo, motherfucking stream crashed. Happens sometimes. Anyway, right. I don't know where the fuck we left off. And I mean, somebody tell me what all y'all heard, and then I'll fucking stand here and take off from there. What? Bikes? Tanks? Yo, yeah. Right? Like, yo, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's what the fuck they did. Sorry if it sounds like a stupid question. No, the title of the stream is not because of October. Right? Yo, the title of the stream is, you know what I mean, something that you wouldn't understand. You're not allowed to because you're a fucking female. Real shit. Yo. That deleted Pinoy. I'm back. God damn it. Yo, it happens sometimes. Real shit. Anyway, right. Yo, the weakness in the industrial sectors include manufacturers of truck. Orders for heavy-duty trucks fell 72% in September from the prior year, when trucking companies flush with cash from the 2018 freight boom raced to expand fleets and replace older equipment, according to research firm FTR. Daimler Trucks North America, LLC, said it would lay off about 900 workers at 2 North Carolina Freightliner plants. The market is now clearly returned to the normal market levels, the company said. The leveling off in the market requires us to adjust our production levels to meet the normalized demand and therefore reduce our current build rates of employment levels at these locations. The trucking sector has now cut payrolls by 9,600 jobs over the last 3 months. Has anybody heard anything about this? Has anyone in the chat heard anything about this? You know what I'm saying? Has anyone in the chat heard anything about any of this? Legitimately. Like, yo, is this stream still fucking down, man? Because I feel like it should be up by this point. Like, real talk. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I'm still on. I can see my own stream. I checked it on my phone. Yo. Anyway, yeah. Like, yo, I'm telling you that the Freightliner numbers are based off the new Cascadia. I feel you, right? But what I'm telling you is, has anybody heard anything about this? 9,600 jobs cut in one industry in 3 fucking months, and not a one of us has heard a word out of anybody on the fucking news. I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, real shit. You know what I mean? That's on some real shit, motherfucker. Real talk. Like, yo, I legitimately, like, that's fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not a fucking word out of nobody. Nothing. You know what I mean? Don't you think like maybe somebody should have been saying something about this over the last 3 months? Why is it that I have to stand here and fucking find this stuff and bring it to y'all? Why is it on my little rinky-dink ass fucking YouTube channel? I'm the first person y'all heard it from. You know what I mean? Why is that? Why is that the situation? Yo, you know what I mean? Real shit. Like, why is that the situation? Like, yo, why is it that like 9,600 jobs got cut from fucking Freightliner this year and nobody has heard a fucking word? Nobody said shit. I don't even, like, I never even heard that the fucking freight joints were down. And I mean, unless you listen to the YouTube channels that I listen to. And I mean, because I like pessimism porn and they got good information about stuff. Real shit. You know what I mean? Yo, fucking, all right, let's get into the next article, man. You know what I'm saying? I told you I had a bunch of shit lined up for today. Real talk. Okay, so the Fed's repo bailout is a sign of deeper problems that are getting worse over time, right? All right. Hang on, let me get rid of this Chinese bitch here for a second. I don't know why the fuck she talking. Like, yo, I don't know what the deal is. I got the Joan. Did I have it muted? I don't know. I don't hear nothing on. Anyway. The purchase or repo market is the grease gun that keeps financial markets lubricated by banks and companies and are temporarily trading stocks, or trading bonds for cash and then redeeming them, usually overnight. And it once worked smoothly. Last week, it hit a liquidity pothole with the big cash shortage. The Federal Reserve swooped in with an immediate temporary $75 billion liquidity injection. In other words, quantitative easing in the back door. All right? Legit. They went from the vagina to the asshole. That's what the fuck they did. According to Bank of America estimates, the Fed will need to undertake a further $400 billion bailout by purchasing bonds from the banks over the next year. The term for the latter action is quantitative easing, and it looked like a minor replay of the global financial crisis. The irony, banks together had more than $1 trillion in extra cash sitting with the Fed and earning interest. Far more than the roughly $75 billion the Feds immediately pushed into the markets, or even the entire $400 billion the rescue is estimated to run in its first year. According to experts who spoke with Fortune, the bailout is a sign of something seriously wrong. There are issues with the big banks. The Fed and regulatory oversight, until addressed, the future liquidity crisis seems increasingly likely, or could slow or even shut down lending, undercutting the economy. The federal funds rate is a target rate of interest rates for unsecured overnight borrowing between banks, currently at 1.75 to 2%. But overnight borrowing secured by treasuries is done much more broadly than just between banks on any given day, and it generates a range of rates from the lending that actually occurs. The Fed uses the rate from those transactions to calculate the SOFR, or the secured overnight financing rate. The supply of cash is shorter, demand is heavy, right? The secured transactions rates used to calculate the SOFR go up. When supply exceeds demand, those rates drop. Last week, the top end rates hit nearly 10% at one point, or 5 times the high end of the Fed fund rates. If there's no potential profit in broader markets, the banks might be less willing to blend to one another in the lower Fed funds rate range. It is very strange that the repo rate skyrocketed overnight, says Barry Mitnick, professor of business administration and public and international affairs at the University of Pittsburgh Katz Graduate School for Business. That's why the Fed started pumping billions into the system to bring supply back into line with demand. A popular explanation for the meltdown has been an unexpected need for cash. Companies had quarterly taxes and payments due at the Treasury from the latest bond auctions, but the dates were known and the amount shouldn't have surprised anyone. Corporate taxes can certainly be forecast, said John McColdy, who heads liquidity team at Columbia. All right, so anyway. So the situation is that they ran out of fucking cash overnight, and the Feds had to come in and bail them out. The reality is that they're trying to bail them out through the back door. This is kind of like what they call helicopter drops. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is kind of where it's at. They're trying to be more pinpoint with their shit. And I mean, that way they can just pump money in when they need to, because the reality is the whole system is under fucking funded. You know what I mean? All these 401ks are coming due and people are pulling the fucking money out. You know what I mean? And they're going to end up in this situation where they're short of fucking cash. That and individuals, you know what I mean, aren't putting money in the banks because the fucking Fed's rate's too goddamn low. You know what I mean? Like, yo, how banking is supposed to work is you put money into the bank to save it. They give you interest on that money, right? And so you're able to earn money by your fucking savings, and your savings grows with inflation. That tends to be how shit operates. Well, that's not happening at the moment or anymore or at all in any way, shape, or form. And so when that doesn't fucking happen, people don't put money in the banks. They take it immediately the fuck back out because there's no place for them to have an interest fucking bearing bond. You know what I mean? On a basic level for basic citizens week to week to be able, you know what I mean, earn a little bit of fucking cash or, you know what I mean, throughout the fucking year. When's the last time you heard somebody standing here saying they're putting their money into a Christmas club? You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen anymore. And the reasons why it doesn't happen anymore is because the fucking rates are too goddamn low. So they don't have any liquid in the damn system, ever. You know what I mean? It's a constant state of just being pulled out. You know what I mean? And when they have this shit, you know what I mean, it's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? On top of that, you have all these boomers who are fucking retiring, pulling their money out of their 401k, so they're fucking short cash again. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I mean, I wanted to bring you that story, you know what I mean, so I can stand here and show you all the stuff that's going on, right? And this here is the commercial real estate joint, right, that I wanted to stand here and go over because I think it's fucking important, right? Now, all right, so, let me see here. Can y'all see the sides of this here? Yes, you can. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure you can see the whole thing. All right, anyway, now, this here is the graphs of all of the fucking. Oh, stop being dumb. Come on, man. Yo, stop being dumb. Yo. Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, we're still fucking going out to all y'all, so that's important. Right. We'll fucking X out of this, and we'll try and get back into it. Interact. Well, let me do it. No, yes, maybe. And listen. Stupid. Legit, right? Like, yo, I don't know, I'm trying to get this motherfucker to interact. But, like, when you put a PDF in one of these files, it makes life a super duper pain in the butt. Shit. Anyway, so here's the deal. Commercial real estate is down below levels, you know what I mean, that it was at in 2010. Because that was what I thought was happening. You know what I mean? And, you know, if y'all want to see it, you know what I mean, I'll make sure you have links for everything you need. I'll put them in the description and when all this shit's over with, right? But it's important that we understand that the economy is in not as good shape as everybody's saying. All right. The economy is not that strong. The economy is adding a lot of bullshit ass fucking jobs, you know, at restaurants and things of this nature. Or, you know what I mean, in fucking offices where they're hiring immigrants, you know what I mean, rather than hiring regular fucking people. Legit. Right.